Hello everyone, and welcome to Pop-Up Prayers. I am Jaryn Nelson, a licensed spiritual practitioner here at the Center for Spiritual Living, Sarasota, and I am your prayer partner here in Pop-Up Prayers. Last week we talked about dissolving worry, and I hope that there was something in that you found useful in the last week, even if it was 2 days until you realized, oops, I have an option. I can go to truth and dissolve worry. I hope that you remember to do it eventually. And if you didn't, you can always go back and revisit that prayer. Today, we're talking about manifesting and co-creating from our higher self. Mike Dooley has written a book called Playing the Matrix, a program for living deliberately and creating consciously. And Mike Dooley is a Hay House author. He's written many books. But another thing that he does is he writes a free newsletter that goes out Monday through Friday. It's called Notes from the Universe. And they're just really short letters from the universe. And I find them very inspiring. So if you would like to check him out, feel free to look him up, Mike Dooley, and you can subscribe for free. On the back of his book, he has this colorful chart here called the Manifestation Matrix. It also depicts the creative process. And on this side, he ask us to take our attention away from the world of illusion, the world of time, space, matter, or any manifestation that would involve others. And then on this side, he is asking us to take 100% personal responsibility. Ouch. For our thoughts and the emotions that our thoughts cause. And he's asking us to work in the realm of the ethereal or the unseen, where the highest and best end results live and are manifested. And Dooley states in his book that the ultimate end result is happiness. We could also think of happiness as the spiritual quality of joy. I just feel like joy resonates more with me, but whatever one works for you, it doesn't really matter. On page 53, he says, to be clear, the kind of happiness implied in the leftmost column of the matrix is not the I can learn to love this as I lower my expectations and settle for what I have kind of happiness. It's the wahoo, I love my life, hot dang, shut the door, get out of town, life rocks, and so do I kind of happiness. And perhaps I failed to mention that, the end result in his matrix is happiness. And then in another place, it's a reprint of one of his notes from the universe. So imagine that the universe is speaking directly to you. It says, if you ask me, I'd say the main thing to keeping the main thing is reminding yourself as often as you can of where the most joy will come from. Ain't no thing, the universe. Now, if all of this is sounding a tad pie in the sky as you look at your life and perhaps look at the bills you need to pay, your relational concerns, your anxiety regarding the current health, social, and political climate surrounding you, Dooley shares with us that we've often been taught that happiness is what really matters because material things don't. Why can't they both matter? Why can't happiness be a state of mind and a vehicle towards greater abundance, health, harmony, and all else your heart desires? And I think that's a great question. And when we consider the desires of the heart, we're really speaking of that which is from the higher self. And so I would personally like to join with Mike Dooley in proposing that we can have it all, as long as we remember that first and foremost, we are spiritual beings, and that the material world of this grand illusion of time, space, matter, and other people needs to succumb to the realization and an expanded expression of our divine essence if we want the end results of our manifestation to be the highest and best end results. So having said all of that, let's go ahead and head into prayer, a prayer for manifesting the desires of our higher self. As we head into prayer, we acknowledge that there is one presence, one power, one source, one life creator, pouring forth and expressing through all of life. We remind ourselves that this one is all-powerful, all-knowing, everywhere present, and all good. We gladly and gratefully resign to the fact that what it is flows in, as, through us, and as our life at all times. Knowing this, we are decidedly removing the blocks to the flow of God's good by attuning our thoughts to its thoughts. We are adjusting our sights to its divine perception. We are turning from the egoic demands of the small self and sensing what the higher self would like to manifest in our life. We listen within, hear, and accept that our higher self desires more than the temporal things of this world. We recognize that the deepest desire of our higher self is to realize and express its divine essence. We also recognize that we are a spiritual being having the human experience of living in a material world, and so we do not deny or shun our material needs. Instead, we are prioritizing the expression of our higher self in the manifesting of the material. We are asking our higher self what divine spiritual quality it would like to express. If a material item would not allow for a fuller embodiment of our desired spiritual quality, we are willing to release that material desire. We are willing to ask, will the acquisition of this material item allow more of my innate peace, joy, abundance, love, clarity, freedom, beauty, harmony, assuredness, and wholeness to be revealed? If the answer is yes, we release how this will come about and stay focused on the spiritual quality we want to experience more of. We fully trust and are willing to allow our higher self to be the final authority in our manifesting. We know that law is indifferent and will reliably manifest that which we put our attention on. So we are being wise and ensuring that our attention lies on that which is eternal, nourishing, and desired by our higher spiritual being. We give great thanks that we are co-creators with good, and that law is our unquestioning servant. We give great thanks that we are always and eternally led from our inner higher self as to what is highest and best for us to manifest. We know that manifesting in this manner benefits all. We now surrender into law that which is highest and best for our spiritual evolution, knowing that we are wisely and simultaneously manifesting in the material world all that aligns with our highest spiritual expression. We gratefully and excitedly watch our good unfold. We allow it to be, and so it is. All right. I do have an affirmation for you to carry with you through the week. The affirmation is, I am taking 100% personal responsibility for consciously creating the experience of joy and good in my life by deliberately and consistently tuning within to realize and align with what my higher self is desiring to express in, as, and through me. And I would just like to encourage all of us, and I'm speaking to myself, believe me, when I ask and invite you to be gentle with yourself as we practice what we are teaching, as we practice what we're learning here with each other each week, and that we go easy on ourselves. Most of us, we didn't create our false beliefs and our ways of thinking that don't work too well for us. We didn't create these overnight. And it does take some diligence and patience and grace to come to a place where we are embodying more fully our divinity. That is my desire for all. I hope you have a wonderful week. Thank you again for being here with me this week. Namaste. I hope to see you next week. Bye-bye.